Yuridea, chapter Pei Tes, milk and meat do not eat. Right? We just learned over here you shouldn't put them on the same table together. That was in Siman Pei Chet, 88. Don't put them on the same table because maybe you might come to eat them. This is only people if they know each other. Or they might come to know each other, but if they're total strangers, it's okay. Also, you have to put something between you. If you're eating on separate placemats, then it's okay, milk and meat. And that goes even for bird meat, it says. Siman Pei Tes, chapter 89. Achal basar, if you eat meat, afilu shel chaya ba'of, even if it is deer meat or bird meat, which we said is not forbidden from the Torah to cook together with milk or even to eat together. If you cooked it from the Torah, it is not forbidden. Nevertheless, if you eat bird meat, kosher of course, lo yochal gavina achrav, you should not eat cheese after ad yisha'eh, until you wait 6 hours. This is the Sephardic opinion. This is the opinion of the Beis Yosef. 6 hours wait.
Which chapter?
We are on chapter 89. Pei Tet, Yuridea. Okay, there it is. There it is. You got it. There you got it. Okay? Yes. When you eat meat, do not eat milk after. Okay, there is an argument between between the Rambam and between, Tosfos, Rashi. Rambam says that the reason you have to wait is because if there is meat between your teeth, says the Rambam. Therefore, says the Rambam, if you just chew up meat and you spit it out, you still have to wait for 6 hours. The other opinion says no. The reason you have to wait 6 hours is because the taste of meat and the fats of the meat or whatever it is that's in your stomach, and that lasts for 6 hours. We have to remember this is only rabbinical. This is a rabbinical prohibition not to eat milk after you eat meat. From the Torah, this is permissible, but the rabbinical prohibitions are from the Torah, so really it has the same power as the Torah does. But the rabbis made it that what?
The Torah, it's right away you're allowed to eat from the Torah?
You can eat together. From the Torah, you can eat them together. From the Torah, if you don't boil it together, you can eat it together. You can make a BLT, a beef, lettuce, and whatever it is. What is it called? Anyway, cheese sandwich. You can eat it together. Don't do it. Don't say and don't do it. And if you do it, don't say Rabbi Bolton said, because you're not allowed to do it. The rabbis say you shouldn't do it, and the rabbis have the power of the Torah. So basically, a rabbinical law is the same thing as a Torah law. But it's just that the same Torah that gives the rabbis the power and it commands the rabbis to make laws on their own, because you have to realize these rabbis are not reform rabbis or something. They're not just people off the streets. These are rabbis that they have the power to raise the dead. These are rabbis that are totally devoted to the truth and to Hashem. But you're right. Yes, according to the Torah, you can eat milk and meat together. But the rabbis say you shouldn't. Why Hashem wanted this law to come through the rabbis? That's Hashem's will. That's Hashem decided it this way. But nevertheless, there is a law from the Torah and law from the Torah. What's one of the big differences is the punishment. If a person does against the Torah, so then the punishment in this case is lashes. The person gets beaten. If he goes against the rabbis, he's not beaten. But it doesn't mean that he's not going against Hashem. He's going against Hashem. If you go against the rabbis, you're going against Hashem, just the same thing as you worshipped idols. Same exact thing. As you killed somebody, put a bullet through somebody's head. It's exactly the same thing as eating milk and meat together, right? Eating milk after meat. Because you're going against what Hashem wants. True, you can't compare, right? You can't compare one or the other. A person can't say, well, I already ate milk and meat, so maybe I'll go and kill something. But nevertheless, this is God's will. Okay, so this is what the rabbis say. If you eat meat Even if it's the meat of a bird, you cannot eat cheese after it until you wait for 6 hours. And even if you do wait for 6 hours, like I said, there's two different opinions why. Some people say only because what's between your teeth. So if you chew meat up, let's say there's sometimes mothers will chew up meat for their baby, that he has no teeth or whatever, so they'll chew up meat and they'll give it to the child to eat. And they don't want to eat themselves. According to the Rambam, a lady like that, she will not be able to, she'll have to wait for 6 hours to drink milk. According to the other opinion, you don't have to. On the other hand, according to this other opinion, this is the opinion of what the Tosfos, what is it? That if you don't chew up the food, let's say you just pour it down, you pour chicken soup down your throat, you don't pour it, or you don't have any teeth. The person doesn't have any teeth. He just pours chicken soup down his throat and he drinks it. He has to wait for 6 hours until he eats milk. According to the Rambam, he doesn't. There's nothing between his teeth. Okay. In any case, the Machaber, who is the Beit Yosef, takes both opinions together, and he says whether you just swallowed without chewing or whether you chewed without swallowing, you have to wait for 6 hours. Im yesh basar bein hashinayim, and if there is meat between your teeth after these 6 hours, then you have to remove it. If there is sick, in other words, you move this meat if there's any between your teeth. In other words, you have to wash out your mouth. You eat meat, you have to eat meat, you swallow meat, you have to wait for 6 hours and wash out your mouth, clean out your mouth, then you can eat milk. Valoas latinok, what if a person just chews meat up for a child and does not swallow it? He has to also wait 6 hours. That's the opinion of the Rambam. So both of them, you have to wait for 6 hours. Okay, the Ramah, the Ashkenazic opinion, he's going to be a little bit more lenient. Listen to this. Im matzah achakach basar shebein shinayim, if you do find meat after 6 hours between your teeth and you remove it, you don't have to add another 6 hours on. Tzorech ladich piv, you just have to wash out your mouth before you eat cheese. That's all. Yesh omrim, he's going to bring another opinion, that you do not have to wait 6 hours. How can you have an argument? Because it says in the Gemara that in the previous generations, our parents used to wait. If they ate meat one day, they wouldn't eat milk the same day, wouldn't wait the next day. But we're a much lower generation. We wait one full meal. If you eat meat, then we wait one full meal to eat milk. So everybody translates this how they want, not how they want. Everybody translates this according to the way God puts into their mind. How the rabbis we're talking about, not regular normal people. The rabbis translate that you have to wait from one meal to the other. What is one meal to the other? So some people say the afternoon meal until the evening meal, 6 hours you have to wait. But some people say, no, you have to wait from one meal to the other. And as you eat meat, all you have to do is just make a bracha charona, a blessing after, and it's a new meal. Immediately you can eat milk. Rak miyad, you can immediately eat milk after meat. Im salek, if you remove the meat, uborech brachat hamazon, and you make the blessing after eating. You make the blessing after the meat. You finish the meat meal. What does it say in the Gemara? We wait from one meal to the next. Wait a meal. You just ate meat. We're talking about if you eat milk first. Now we're talking about eating meat first. If you eat meat, says the Machaber, the first opinion, you have to wait 6 hours. According to the Ramah, it's not what it says in the Gemara. It says in the Gemara, you wait for one meal. A meal means that you make a blessing after blessing, and you'll see, wash out your mouth, and immediately you can forget about the 6 hours. It's mutar al yadei kinuach v'hadacha. It's permissible by means of washing out your mouth and eating something, a piece of bread or something. So here we have it from one end to the other. According to the Machaber, you have to wait 6 hours if you eat meat first. You have to wait 6 hours to eat milk. According to the Ramah, you don't have to wait at all. Maybe a couple of minutes, who knows. You just remove the meat meal, make an after blessing, wash out your mouth, eat a little piece of mazonos or something like that to clean out your mouth, and then you can immediately eat milk. But the simple custom, b'medinos elu, in our countries, he was in Krakow. What is it? Krakow is in what? Krakow is Poland, isn't it? Krakow? Poland is Poland. Anyway, Czechoslovakia, that's Prague. Krakow, I think it's Poland. Anyway, he was in the Ashkenazic place. This is the Ramah, Rab Moshe Isserles. Lahamtin achar achilat basar. The custom is to wait after you eat meat, sha'achat, 1 hour. And I understand that there's people in South Africa. Is that true? That they wait 1 hour? Some people, the Afrikaners, or the
some people in South Africa, I think the minimum is 3 hours.
Right, 3 hours. Okay. Any case, if they only wait 1 hour, they have on to rely. If they don't wait at all, they just make a blessing after eating the meat and eat the milk, they also have who to rely on. But everyone has to do according to their custom, what their custom is. And if you want to be more severe on yourself, you can do it. You want to be more lenient, you can't do it. You can say, listen, you know what, I'm going to be one of the Ashkenazim, right? He's a Sephardi. He waits for 6 hours. He says, but you know what? I mean, the Ramah was also a holy person, and I also like to eat milk after meat. So you know what? On this law, I'm going to go like the Ramah. Can't do that. Whatever you are, that's what you have to stay. So the custom is to wait for 1 hour, says the Ramah. So we have 3 opinions. 6 hours, no time at all, just make a blessing, or 1 hour. Sha'achas va'ochlim achar kach gavina, and then you can eat cheese. Miubat tzarichim levorech. You also, if you wait for this 1 hour, or even if you wait for 6 hours, you have to be sure that you bless afterwards, brachat hamazon, after you eat the meat. Then it is considered to be su'uda acheret. It's considered to be another meal. The muter lechol divrei amakilim. Then it is permissible to eat, even according to the most lenient opinion. In other words, you don't have to wait at all. But the minimum is you must make a blessing on the last meal, on the meat meal. Make an after blessing on the meat meal. Of a below brachat hamazon, but if you don't make the blessing on the meat meal, the after blessing, lo mahani hamta shah, it won't help to wait an hour or even 6 hours. You have to make that after blessing. Okay, actually the 6 hours is really sort of an exaggeration, because after, 72 minutes, you really can't make a blessing on the food that you ate anymore. It doesn't work. So, according to this opinion, that you wait for 1 hour, you have to also make the bracha of the after blessing on the meat. And it doesn't make any difference if you make this after blessing after an hour or at the beginning of the hour. The matzah basar ben shinav. What if you find meat between your teeth after shah, after 1 hour, or like the Mechaber said, even after 6 hours? Tzorech lenakro or lasiro. You have to remove the meat from between your teeth. Okay, so what do we say? We had this this sort of lenient opinion where it said that you don't have to wait for 6 hours. You don't have to wait for 1 hour. Immediately after you eat meat, you can eat milk because it's a different meal. Just make a different meal. Make a blessing after it. Says, well, some people say this is a little bit problematic. Why? Because a different meal means you've taken your mind totally off of eating. A different meal means you're satisfied. You ate a meal. Now I'm finished eating. And then I decide I'm going to make another meal. That's called a different meal. Because again, I want to remind you, in the Talmud, it says you should not eat milk in the same meal that you eat meat. So just wait for the next meal. So some people take it leniently, say just make brachat hamazon, and that's a new meal. It says, but some people say the ein leborech brachat hamazon al menat lechol gavina, that you can't make a after blessing on the meat in order to eat more. The after blessing means that you don't want to eat anymore. You don't want to eat. You finished eating. To make an after blessing on the meat in order to eat more, it means you haven't finished your meal. You're just preparing for a new meal. You're just continuing the old meal you have. So therefore, but in nizharim b'zeh, people are not careful about this. Those people who say that immediately you can make the blessing as they eat meat, and then afterwards they make a blessing after the meat, and then they eat milk, and then they make an after blessing on the milk, and then they eat meat, and then they make a blessing on the meat. Technically, you can do it. You just have to clean your teeth each time.
Dessert's not a meal.
That's what they say.
That's a course.
That's what they say, right? It's like a course, right? That's what they say. But he says, nevertheless, don't do it. Don't do it. But if you want to do it, you can do it. You can be permissible. Some people are careful to wait 6 hours. And that's what we should do. But if you want to eat meat after you eat milk, I'm sorry, I read it wrong. I'm sorry. Some people say you should wait 6 hours after eating meat, and this is the way you should do it. So in other words, the Ramah in the end says, do like the Beit Yosef says, do like the Mechaber says, wait 6 hours after you eat meat, even one little piece of meat, 6 hours until you eat milk. Don't eat milk after meat without waiting 6 hours. That's what we learned today. That was only the first law. There are more laws in Keitet. There are 3 more laws, which will, God willing, we will learn tomorrow. Thank you very much.